Hey guys, how's it going? It's Saturday, December 28th, coming to the end of the year here, and we're doing 2 roof jobs this morning. Normally don't work on the weekends, very, very rarely, but it's been raining so much we weren't able to work pretty much the whole week. We've only worked 1 day this week, so we're going to do 2 roof jobs today and try to get those knocked out while we've got a little break in the weather. But I wanted to just take a minute and kind of make a little bit of an end of the year video and just cover some things that I've been meaning to get to on my channel. First thing I've had a couple questions about and thought I might throw out there is how did we get into the business? So when I was, let's see, I'm 32 now, so when I was about 10 years old, my dad actually worked for Owens Corning up in Atlanta. They had a facility there that he worked out of, and he was in maintenance there. They manufactured shingles at that facility. It was actually a smaller company, and they got bought out by Owens Corning, and they were producing asphalt shingles there. And that was one of the first locations where Owens was working on preventative measures to keep asphalt shingles from getting stained up. So my dad worked pretty close. They had a chemist there on site, and they were working on some different things that, you know, they could, of course they make shingles now that are resistant to glioxapsomagma and other things that can grow on your roof, but back then they were still kind of playing around with it. So my dad was doing roof cleaning with Owens Corning back in the day. They wound up shutting that facility down, I want to say about 1996 or 7. And so I was about 11 years old or so, and my dad was doing roof cleaning on the side back then, way back. So I was a little kid, and I was tagging along doing roof cleanings at 10, 11 years old. And he just kind of did it between jobs, you know, unemployed for a couple of months till he could find something else in his career. He's a mechanic, working on industrial machinery and stuff. So he eventually, you know, landed another job pretty quick, but he always, there for a few years in the late 90s, he was kind of playing around with roof cleaning. And of course, nobody else was doing this that we knew of. This was kind of, the internet was just getting started, so it's not like we ever even saw anybody else doing roof cleaning. So there for a long time, we were the only people that like I said, that we knew of that did roof cleaning, especially in our area. And I know it was big down in Florida, but late 90s. And so I grew up doing it with him, kind of here and there, doing jobs. We actually did, you know, a decent amount, part-time stuff, just messing around. So fast forward a couple years, I get into high school. I get my first vehicle, which was a pickup truck, which is pretty much what every young man in the South gets as a first vehicle. Pretty much what everybody drives down here is trucks. So got me a pickup truck. I was 16 years old and built myself a little Softwash system. And at the time, I didn't even know it was called Softwash. I was cleaning roofs the way that we had always cleaned roofs. Tank, pump, battery. Actually, back then I hooked it to my truck battery. Just doing one job here and there. It never mattered. So I'd run me a set of clamps to my truck battery, pop the hood, hook up, you know, and I'd do a roof here and there as a teenager and make myself a little bit of money. So 16, 17, 18 years old, I was doing that during the summer. And then I got into doing house washes, you know, that kind of comes along with it. And I kind of got around my area known as the guy that does pressure washing, even though I never owned a pressure washer. Never bought one. Did everything soft washing. Like I said, at the time, I didn't even know the terminology of soft washing, but that's what I've grown up doing, is soft washing. So got married at 19. My wife was 20 when we got married. Bought our first house at 21, and it was a foreclosure, so we bought it, and we got lucky there. Got us a pretty nice little place to be a first home. And, you know, got a job at a local factory, just doing, you know, whatever I could find to make some money. But I always did my roof cleaning in the summer. So during the summer, I would ramp up my my business, and every year I got better at it, and I did a little more every year, and I advertised a little more, and so there were summers that I would make $10,000 extra money in the summer, and that would pay for our vacations, or if we wanted to do anything to fix up the house, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of did that throughout my 20s, early 20s. Then towards my mid to late 20s, I'd say about 26, 27, 28 years old, I really started my business. Just, it's to the stage now where it's gaining traction, and it's growing itself. My clients are just calling me. I'm not really having to go out and find so much. And so I was doing more and more every year. I had a job at the time working for Walmart Logistics. I was a manager there for safety and compliance, and I think I worked there like 6 years. Every year it was getting more stressful trying to do both jobs. So I had a good career. I was making plenty of money with Walmart, but my roof cleaning, my soft washing was just kind of, there came a point where I had to do one or the other. It was just too much for one guy to try to keep up with. So January of 2018, I left Walmart, took my little bonus that I got from Walmart, a few $1,000s, and spent it on a little bit nicer equipment, tanks, and things like that. And the end of January, we started full-time with Southeast Softwash. My company used to be called Southern Roof Cleaning, because that's pretty much all I did was roofs. But going full-time, we wanted to offer everything, house washes and driveways and all that kind of stuff. So we changed the name to Southeast Softwash, just to be a more encompassing name. Really started pounding the pavement, had a lot of jobs lined up. Crazy people are passing me. I'm doing the speed limit and they're going nowhere. They're just crazy. So it started from there, and it growed, and we actually had an awesome year. I've got myself and one other guy now. He's been with me all year. There for a while I had two guys, so I was doing all the advertising and bidding jobs, and I'd go out with him on jobs occasionally. But the other guy that was working with us, he went back to doing internet installs. He was with us for a few months, and so we're back down to just a two-man crew, which I really like. It's about right. It's low stress for me. I don't have to manage a crew. I still make enough money. I'm good with this. If it grows one day, fine. If it doesn't, I'm happy where I'm at. So the year's been great. We've got our website up and running. We got our insurance and all that stuff squared away early on in the year. And of course, I had like 12, 13 years experience doing soft washing every summer. So a lot of these guys that just got into this a year or two ago, they're still in the kind of the learning curve, whereas I've been doing it so long, a lot of things just come second nature. There's still a lot to learn that, like rust removal. I had never really fooled with that, so I had to kind of learn some things there. Surface cleaning, there's not much to surface cleaning, but it's using different chemicals for different problems. So you want to stay up and up on the industry and what's changing, because there's better ways to do things. So you want to stay on the up on things and always be learning. But at this point, I haven't done a great job of keeping track, but well over 1,000 roofs. Just this year alone, like I said, our first full-time year, we've made over 200,000. I'm not sure exactly. I got to sit down and do my taxes, so I'll know exactly how much we've grossed. But I know for a fact that it's just above $200,000 gross this year, which is pretty good for a first-year startup. We don't have very much debt, so that's good. And we're looking forward to getting into next year. So also made some great relationships this year with some guys networking that are kind of semi-local to us. There's a guy down in Auburn I talked to a good bit. There's another guy over in Alex City. So networking's good. We've trained some guys. We've had several guys, crews come and train with us this year, and got them into the soft wash game from scratch. So that's been pretty cool, getting to see pass on some knowledge to other people and show them how to do it, and then watching them go out and make themselves a lot of money. We've had guys from I think they were from Michigan. They came and trained with us. We've had some guys from Huntsville area, which is all the way up to the top of the state. Had two crews from Florida come up and spend some time with us. So that was fun. Another thing that we started that I really want to emphasize in 2019 is building and selling equipment. So I started selling these little mini beginner's batch skids. Pretty basic, bare bones. I wanted to make them, affordable. It was basically what I started off with when I was doing it in high school. And we've sold, I think 8 or 9 of those, something like that, 7, 8, 9 of those mini skids. And that's been pretty fun, but we're probably going to discontinue the mini skids. I just don't make enough money on them to justify fooling with it. I make like $600-700 off of each one of them, which is, it's not bad. But what we're working on right now is we're going to start doing complete truck skids. So I've actually got one that's about 70% done right now. They're going to have either 50 or 100 gallon water capacity, either which one you want for rinsing. They're going to be blendable, so you'll have 100 gallons of SH, 50 or 100 gallons of water, whichever size you want to go with. 12, I think it's a 12 gallon surfactant tank that fits on there. Everything's ready to go. Metering system will be included, hose, everything. So that's what I really want to kind of ramp up in 2019. Is I've got my workshop down there behind the house. It's pretty nice and set up to start cranking out some of these skids. I've got a fabricator that's going to help us out with doing the welding and getting everything like we want it. So you'll be able to, if you guys are interested, you come down, you can train with us. That's optional. We charge a small training fee. You'll learn more in that day than I could ever tell you in a YouTube video. And you don't have to train with us, just find somebody and go train with them. Because you can learn all this stuff online, but I'm telling you, it's a lot easier if you just find a local guy, maybe not right in your service area because you're kind of competition, but somebody that's, say, a couple hours away that would be willing to say, hey, you're not going to be really in my area. I'll be glad to train you. Pay them something. A lot of these guys will have a training fee. And go down there, it's well worth it. You'll learn so much and go back and make you a lot of money. So yeah, if you want to get a skid from us, let us know. Fully functional skids, soft washing. We can add pressure washers, surface cleaners, whatever you want to do. We can add that to it, and I guarantee you we're going to have a out of the ballpark price on these things. Are going to be great compared to what you can go and spend at some other places around the country that build soft wash setups, and those are great setups. I've looked at them a lot and they're nice, but they're very expensive. So we're going to be offering a competitive option that'll be just as nice. It'll do the exact same thing. They're going to be, not junk. It's going to be pretty nice. It'll be nicer than my truck. When I built my truck, I wasn't worried about it looking pretty or being, everything just so. I just wanted to get out in the field and start making money. So my truck doesn't look bad from the road, but if I was building a customer a skid and they were going to spend money on it with us, it's going to be done right. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at the end of the year, guys. It's looking forward to the next year. If you got any questions, shoot them to me. I don't get notifications on my YouTube comments. I have to go manually look at them. I really don't have time to sit there and scroll through them. So if you ask a question I don't answer or I don't get back to replying, I'm just so busy. I don't have time to kind of monitor the YouTube thing. I'm staying on Facebook and emails all the time as it is. So the YouTube comment section is just kind of a bust, but it is what it is. So anyway, guys, I hope you had a great year this year. Knock it out of the park in 2019 and wash on.